Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Last Jedi S.H.Figuarts Elite Praetorian Guard. This is the heavy blade one, the one with the kind of pointy helmet. So yeah, going over the actual box here. It's very nice. It's wider than your standard Figuarts box. I believe it's the widest one of the Praetorian Guards as well. Get some pictures of him on the back there. Very nice. Going over the actual figure here. Now, this is something that I just wanted simply because I wanted a Praetorian Guard with some good arm articulation. I mean, I have two sets of the Black Series ones, one with one set of rubber skirts and one set of cloth skirts, so I'm very happy with those, but I've never been happy with their arm articulation. It's harder for them to hold their weapons without just having them down to their sides, so I definitely wanted one with a little extra articulation, not to mention the armor on the Figuarts ones are much shinier, so I definitely wanted a representation of that. The one that I wanted the most was this version. It's no accident that I did pick this one. This is my favorite Praetorian Guard, just as far as design-wise. I think weapon-wise, he's got the coolest weapons, and design-wise, he's got the coolest helmet by far. I'm a big fan of that helmet. I ended up liking this figure even more than I expected. You know, I thought that it would be cool to have the extra arm articulation, but this figure has a lot of extra benefits that the Black Series ones just do not have. First of all, just going over the head sculpt, I think it looks quite nice. I do like it quite a bit. The pointy helmet there looks very nice, and it does have a really cool point to it. Just comparing it to the Black Series one, as you can see, it's more aggressive on the Figuarts one, which I like, and not to mention it's just shinier. In general, the armor on the Figuarts one is a lot shinier, which I just think looks a lot nicer. And then with the extra articulation, you can have them in more natural stances, especially holding the weapons that are needed to be held with two hands, like this axe, which is obviously the signature weapon of this version of the Praetorian Guard. They also use the whips. Both the non-samurai-ish Praetorian Guards use the whips. The samurai version, or the samurai-ish Praetorian Guards, they're the only ones that just use those double blades. They don't use the whips. But overall, looking very cool. The skirts, unfortunately, are just rubber. For this type of line with the great articulation, it would have been much better to have actual cloth skirts. You know, I'm happy with the rubber skirts with the Black Series ones. You know, I like having the cloth skirts as well, but the rubber ones are fine for me. But with this line, I think would have really benefited from cloth skirts. That way, you could really get some great articulation going. Because you can split up the cloth there, or split up the rubber, but it doesn't hang very naturally, and you can't get very low poses. But you can get a bit of a split as far as the legs are concerned. As far as the articulation is concerned, he's got a ball joint at two places in the neck, so he can look up very far, he can look down very far, and side to side as well, so the neck articulation is excellent. He's got ball hinge shoulders that have a bit of a butterfly joint there, so you can move the arms side to side a bit, which is quite nice, and of course they go out fully. You have double jointed elbows, which go more than 90 degrees, but not a whole lot more. Would have been cool if they could go even stronger, but still, it's still very nice. Ball jointed wrists, ball jointed upper torsos, which can allow you to go side to side very far. You can go back quite far as well. Crunch forward a really nice amount. You have excellent articulation there in the torso, and this middle piece is kind of hanging freely, so that fills in any gaps depending on where you have the torso articulated. So that is excellent. On the thighs, ball jointed thighs. Which I believe the pins there can kind of drop down slightly, so you do have a nice range there. Double hinge knees, and then hinge pivoting ankles with a toe hinge. But of course, with all the rubber, you really can't manipulate the legs too much. You're mainly going to be working with your upper body articulation, so that is mainly the case. He does come with a couple of different accessories. Of course, you have this long blade, which is the signature weapon. The wrists are coming out. Which is the signature weapon of this version of the Praetorian Guard. I think it does look very nice, and he can hold it very nicely, especially with the that articulation there in the arms. Then he comes with your standard sword kind of section that can be kind of transformed into a whip, which I think is very nice. This accessory comes with all the Praetorian Guards. And then same thing with this one. Here's the whip version of it that's rubber. Wish it wasn't rubber. I mean, like, there's no point of it being rubber because it always, like, snaps back into place. So it's not like you can pose it or anything. So it would have just been nicer if this was just plastic. But still, it is cool. I do like it quite a bit. It would have been really cool if this was actually, like, the red pieces were string, you know, so it really, like, actually moved like the whip in the movie. That would be sweet. Then he comes with a pair of fists and a pair of just kind of open hands. I wish these open hands are kind of like in between relaxed palms and like aggressive hands. It would have been much cooler if they were just like fully aggressive, you know, so you could really put them in some cool poses, you know, like with some dramatic hand movements. That would be quite nice. But yeah, overall, really do like this Praetorian Guard. I think it's great. I think that Figuarts are not worth like the $50 price tag that they put on them. So I paid $49 for this figure, and I'm happy with that. I would love the other two from Figuarts. I would love to get them, but I just do not want to pay $50 a piece. And that's the only way you can get them if you want them from like the United States and not purchasing them from out of seas. So hopefully I can get the others, but for now, very happy with this figure. Let me know what you guys think of this S.H.Figuarts Star Wars The Last Jedi Elite Praetorian Guard with heavy blade, and thanks so much for watching.